Hello and welcome. In this short presentation, I'm going to tell you about the work we do at the Clinical Eye Research Centre in St Paul's Eye Unit at the Royal Liverpool University Hospital. As many of you will know, the history of providing first-class eye care in Liverpool stretches back nearly 150 years to the first St Paul's Eye and Ear Infirmary founded back in 1871. Since that time, there have been major changes, with the move to the much-loved St Paul's Eye Hospital on Old Hall Street in 1912, where it existed for nearly 80 years, and then again with a further move to the Royal Liverpool University Hospital in 92. Although research had always been at the heart of delivering the highest quality eye care in Liverpool, the move to the Royal in 92 provided increased opportunity for collaboration between the eye department and the University of Liverpool. For the first time, a new academic unit of ophthalmology was established, with the first Professor of Ophthalmology appointment with Professor Ian Grierson. Over the past 30 years since this important development, there has been a significant growth in clinical research and collaboration between St Paul's Eye Unit and the University's Eye and Vision Department. One of the major achievements during this period of growth has been the establishment of a dedicated Clinical Eye Research Centre, which is based at St Paul's Eye Unit. The Clinical Eye Research Centre was officially opened in 2004 by the 19th Earl of Derby, and since that time has established itself as one of the major clinical trial centres in the world for the development and trialling of the latest potential treatments for managing many different forms of eye disease. The Clinical Eye Research Centre occupies 2 floors of a dedicated area of St Paul's, with rooms for examination, imaging and treatment. The unit is well equipped with some of the latest and highest quality ocular imaging equipment available in the world, allowing us to image all layers of the eyes to investigate both disease and how novel treatments can affect the eye. The Clinical Eye Research Centre is staffed by a dedicated team of doctors, specialist research nurses, optometrists, imaging specialists, data analysts and grant writers, and administrative and clerical staff, which all help for the smooth running of the department. At any given time, there are approximately between 20 and 25 ongoing clinical trials are underway, investigating the best ways to manage a whole range of eye conditions, from diabetic retinopathy to glaucoma, to corneal problems such as keratoconus, to inflammation of the eye and oncology. One area where we've had particular success and illustrates how the eye department is collaborating with scientists in the University of Liverpool is with the condition of age-related macular degeneration. This is a devastating condition where gradual wear and tear at the back of the eye can lead to development of growth of new blood vessels underneath the retina, which can lead to leakage of fluid and damage to retina, which results in irrecoverable loss of central vision, affecting many often common day activities such as reading, driving, and even recognising people's faces. Since even before the development of the Clinical Eye Research Centre at St Paul's was one of the only 2 UK centres investigated the treatment of wet macular degeneration with photodynamic therapy, where a drug was injected into the arm of a patient, flowed around the body to settle specifically in the new blood vessels that had grown in wet macular degeneration. By providing a special type of painless laser, we were able to close these blood vessels and reduce the effect of wet macular degeneration and slow down visual loss. This was the first major breakthrough in the management of AMD in the world, and we trained many ophthalmologists around the UK with this new technique. But since this early success, we've been involved in many major developments with the management of AMD, with the development of anti-vascular endothelial growth factor injections into the eye, which specifically target these new blood vessels and arrest their growth. Now, these new ocular injections have completely revolutionised how we treat wet macular degeneration, but challenges remain of how we can reduce the number of injections patients need by using either longer acting drugs or using implants into the eye that can slowly release the drugs. We've been actively involved in many of the major trials throughout the world of new agents for the treatment of macular degeneration, including Lucentis, Eylea, Avastin, and most recently Beovu, which is the latest drug approved for the management of wet AMD. In addition, we're actively involved in the investigation of implants that can slowly release these agents within the eye, and we look forward to being one of the first UK centres to bring this very important potential treatment strategy to patients of Merseyside. But it's not only wet macular degeneration we've been targeting. Dry macular degeneration is a much larger problem of advanced wear and tear at the back of the eye, for which no proven treatment currently exists. We're involved in clinical trials of drugs that specifically treat and target dry macular degeneration and geographic atrophy, which is its most advanced form, to slow down its progression. And we are proud that we were able to enrol the first patient in the UK to the most advanced global clinical trial of dry macular degeneration, known as the OAKS trial. And we hope that over the next few years we'll be able to turn these potential treatments under investigation into active treatments to patients, making a real impact on their daily activities. But it's not just global clinical trials that we can bring to the patients of Merseyside. AMD is a good example of how we harness the expertise of scientists in the University of Liverpool and translate their pioneering work into important critical steps in the management of these patients. For example, work pioneered by Dr. Paul Knox in the university of using iPhone technology for patients to self-assess their macular degeneration. Through close collaboration, we've been able to trial this new technology with AMD patients in the Eye Research Centre and examine its efficacy at picking up the early changes in visual function in macular degeneration. This work still needs further research to refine how best to pick up these early warning signals, but it has great potential to alert both patients and ophthalmologists alike to subtle changes in their condition, which may require intervention with available treatments. Another example with regards AMD is the work being done by Dr. Victoria Kearns and her team in the university, looking at how we can potentially transplant certain layers of the supporting tissue of the macula, known as the retinal pigment epithelium. We hope that close collaboration between her team and the ophthalmologists at St Paul's Eye Unit can help refine surgical delivery of a transplant of retinal pigment epithelium below the retina to replenish cells that are lost during both wet and dry macular degeneration. We hope over the coming years to be able to trial this exciting novel technology within the Clinical Eye Research Centre in an attempt to restore some of the vision lost through macular degeneration. Although I've used macular degeneration to highlight many of the developments that have happened since the Clinical Eye Research Centre was established, there are numerous other areas where the Clinical Eye Research Centre is actively involved, and these include glaucoma management with insertion of slow-release drug devices, diabetic retinopathy as part of major clinical trials, but also with using either artificial or augmented computer intelligence to analyse the images from diabetic eyes and to predict early changes that might help in the management of such patients. Or the work done by Professor Kay's corneal team on investigation of ocular surface and how to better manage corneal ulcers and provide slow-release drugs through specially developed contact lenses, along with new novel treatments to halt the progression of conditions such as keratoconus, which can affect many patients with corneal disease. The Clinical Eye Research team's dedication to providing the first-class research facilities and care has been recognised by many institutions worldwide, and in 2018 the research team was awarded this prestigious National Institute of Health Research Northwest Research Team of the Year award. It is a privilege to work with so many dedicated staff, both in the Clinical Eye Research Centre of St Paul's and the scientists in the University Department of Eye and Vision Science, and the thousands of patients that have given up their time and put their trust in our research service over the years to selflessly push forward the boundaries of care. I'm also very proud to be part of a unit that can offer access to patients of Merseyside the latest novel treatments under investigation throughout the world, just as if they were attending the top research institutions in other parts of the world, such as in New York, Berlin or Sydney. I hope that over the next few years, with continued support from the staff, university and patients, we can build on all that has gone before and continue to deliver the latest and highest quality of ophthalmic care to the local patients of this great city and region. Thank you.